Hello everyone, happy June, happy Pride Month. I did it. I read all of my books. I fulfilled all of my prompts. I need to do two things. First, I need to tell you what I read for the month of May to fulfill my prompts. And two, I need to pull a reward because I'm the best. The first roll for the month of May was A Purple Flower, which is fantasy, and I read the 6th volume of Spy Family by Tatsuya Endo. My second prompt was a red flower, which means that I have to read a romance novel. I get to read a romance novel. I read Ensnared by Tiffany Roberts. For my third prompt, I got a yellow flower, which means I read a poetry collection or a play. So I read Pillow Thoughts 2 by Courtney Peppernell. It was good. For my fourth roll, I got an orange flower, which means that I read a science fiction novel, and I read Escaping Wonderland by Tiffany Roberts, another banger from Tiffany Roberts. They are my new favorite author duo. For my fifth roll, I got another purple flower, another fantasy prompt. So I read Perfectly Pegasus by Jessie Sima. Read this multiple times with my kid. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. For my sixth roll, I got another purple flower, and I read Captive of the Dark Elf by Celeste King. For my seventh roll, I got a white flower, which means I read a mystery thriller, and I read If We Were Villains by ML Rio. And guys, this is my favorite mystery thriller of all time. This was so good. It was great. Finally, I had our last roll, our eighth roll of the game. I got a TBR card. I had to read a book that was published in January, February, or March, and I read Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, another banger. So with all that said, I fulfilled all my prompts, so I get a reward. Okay, so I get a re-roll. I think this is self-explanatory, but as I'm playing the game today, if I get a roll that I don't like, I get one free re-roll. I have to use this today. This does not get to go over to another month. So we'll see what happens. With all that stuff out of the way, let's get to the rolls. This is roll number 1. And that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a nonfiction. We got a greenery space, which means nonfiction. So I'm going to read Fungarium. I've talked about this before on my channel. This is one of the books in my 22 books to read in 2022 video. I love this book series, this museum series. It's incredible. The information is excellent. The artwork is incredible. I am, as you can see, halfway through it. I would like to really focus on finishing this month. I am going to read it with my child. Hopefully they have the attention span for it. We'll see. So we'll give it a shot, see if we can finish it. Let's go to roll number 2. This is roll number 2. And that's a 2. 1, 2. We got a fantasy prompt. We got a fantasy space, which is very exciting. And I decided I'm gonna read Piranesi by Susanna Clark. This was in my book haul that I got on Mother's Day. Essentially, this book is the observation logs of the main character. The main character lives in this house that is never ending. And so the character is trying to figure out what is going on with the house. Does it ever end? What's in the house? As I said in my book haul, I have been told that this book is very weird and you either love this book or you hate this book. I would like to prioritize reading it because I bought it, but I also just love the cover. Can we talk about how great this cover is? Just, ugh. But let's see what we get for roll number 3. This is roll number 3. And that's a 1. And that's a horror prompt. Great. Rolls are not good. Not being good to me so far. Anyway, got a succulent, which means that I have to read a horror novel. And I decided I'm gonna read Misery by Stephen King. This was also in my book haul for Mother's Day. This is about an author who kills off the main character of his best-selling romance series because he's trying to branch out, do something different. I believe he goes on a trip and he gets stranded in the middle of nowhere, and he goes to the house of this woman who is his biggest fan and is very upset that he killed off his main character, whose name is Misery. She keeps him there as her prisoner. It gets very gory and violent as far as I know. I have never read a Stephen King novel before, as I mentioned in my book haul. So we'll see if I like his writing style. It's gotta be good because the man has, sold more copies than, I don't know, anyone. I would love to read this on the beach. This kind of feels like a beach read to me, but we'll see. Let's go to roll number 4 and see what we get. This is roll number 4. Oh, and that is an 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a TBR card. Let's see what we get. All right, we need to find a book title that falls within those letters. We got a TBR card, and I need to read a book that starts with the letter U to Z. I think if this was a different set of letters, I would happily do like a letter generator, record that, show you guys. But because these letters are hard, I think I'm just gonna pick what I can, not make it any more difficult for myself than I need to. During the month of May, I started reading this fae romance fantasy series on Kindle Unlimited. I think I'm going to choose the last book in that series as my pick for the TBR card. So I'll be reading The Unseelie King by Catherine Ann Kingsley. I think with these kinds of prompts, I'm going to ignore small words like the, in, as, stuff like that. I'm just gonna focus on the first large word in the title. And obviously with this title, You Unseelie, we got it. So I'm going to prioritize finishing up the Kindle Unlimited series that I started in May. Can I be really honest? The way that I would pitch this series to someone is, what if Sarah J. Maas had an editor? This book series is very similar to any other fae romance that you've ever heard of or read before. I'm enjoying it very much. I'm going to start the third book, hopefully finish that in the next couple days that I have until the end of May. And then I will treat myself by putting this on my TBR for the month of June. Now let's go on to roll number 5. This is roll number 5. That is a 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's another nonfiction. I'm actually gonna use my reroll. So let's go back. All right, let's try that again. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a nonfiction. That didn't mean anything. So using my reroll reward completely backfired. It's awesome. So with that said, I got a nonfiction space, even though I didn't want to get another nonfiction space. Oh well, that's just how this game goes. I'm gonna highlight another book that I got in my Mother's Day book haul. I'm gonna read the autobiography of a transgender scientist by Ben Bars. This is about a man who transitioned later in life when he was in graduate school, and he discusses his life, his transition story, and also the difference that he experienced being a man in STEM versus being a woman in STEM. I don't see how this is not going to be, you know, interesting, engaging. I'm sure he has a very compelling story. It's really short too. I feel like I could bang this out in, 2 or 3 days. It wouldn't be a problem. Let's go on to the next roll. Hopefully it's better. This is roll number 6. Thank God. That's a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's another horror prompt. We got another horror prompt. And I am going to tentatively pick up The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do my best. I'll do my darndest. If for some reason I'm just not getting through this and it's not working this month, I will pick up something else. I'll do my best to finish my TBR. We'll figure it out. We'll see. Hopefully we get more big numbers. Let's go on to the next roll. This is roll number 7. Yes! That's a natural 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, that's another TBR card prompt. Oh. And we have to pull a book from my TBR jar. See how that goes. We got an ace from the deck, which means I got to pull from my TBR jar. Everything in this jar is something I either own or it's something that I very much want to prioritize reading. So with that said, oh my God. Okay. With that said, let's see what I get. Okay, let's kind of mix it up. Ooh, there's something dropped. Okay. Let's see what I get. Okay. Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins. Okay, so Destiny's Surrender by Beverly Jenkins. I have only ever read one Beverly Jenkins book before. I think I gave it 5 stars. She's if you don't know, Beverly Jenkins is like a romance icon. Like she is up there with Nora Roberts, Julia Quinn, etc., etc. I am always in the mood for a good steamy romance. I don't remember what the premise of the book is, but it's Beverly Jenkins, so it's gonna be fun and steamy. I don't own a copy of Destiny's Surrender, but I'll get it from my library or I'll buy it. It's fine. Let's go on to the next roll. Hopefully this ends sometime soon. This is roll number 8. And that's a 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm done. Let's roll. Let's draw a TBR card. Book with a map. As we do at the end of the game every time, we always pull a TBR card, and I need to read a book with a map in it, which I thought I was going to have more picks, but I don't. Oh well. I'm going to tentatively read this book. I have to be honest with you though, I'm not very excited to read this book, which is crazy because I genuinely loved the second one in this series. This is if you'll see in a second, this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorite fairy tales of all time. I am tentatively going to read A Vow So Bold and Deadly by, and I can't read the author's name because the library is trying to sabotage me. If I'm able to find something on Kindle Unlimited or the library that can replace this that I'm more excited to read, I might do that. But for right now, I do have this. I did check it out from the library, and it does have a map in the beginning of the book. As you can see, it's there. I don't know. Very upset that my reroll reward was absolutely useless. And I hope July is better. As always, my friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a great day. Bye.